Are you reading like mystery or fiction or?
uh, what shall I say? It's an assortment of things. I'm starting to go through some of my books, uh, read ones that I've read and ones that I haven't read. Skim through them and decide what I like or don't like about it, and throw away the books, get rid of them. I don't think there's any place to donate them. Maybe there is, but yeah. So it's an assortment of things that I've collected. One thing that I'm reading that's different, and it was just by accident, is that I guess it started before COVID. Um, the Wall Street Journal was getting delivered to our house on Saturdays. And I called them and told them, hey, I don't know who's ordered this, but we did. And it stopped for 3 months and then it started back up. And I had made several calls to them and I just thought I gave up on it. And anyway, I've started to try to read it. And it's it is interesting. I just was finishing one of the sections on book reviews. It's got a whole, a whole section on book reviews. So that's kind of fun. But even in this section, plus of course the business part, I'll start reading something, but I can't stay tuned into it. I quit before the essay is finished.
Yeah, it's very strong business stuff, but I don't know. I've read stuff on it. I kind of like it.
Really?
Yeah, I've been reading this. I've got not a subscription, but I've got a thing to the New Orleans Public Library. So everything I do is on is on my iPad.
Uh-huh.
So I can just go and look up any kind of book I want, and either they have it, or they can. You have to wait a little while. But I'm reading this really crazy book called Dr. Mary's Monkeys. And it's all about when Jim Garrison was going after people in New Orleans for killing Kennedy.
Really?
And Dr. Ochsner was running this secret laboratory trying to figure out, supposedly the polio vaccine that we all took was infected with a monkey virus. And they were trying to figure out a way around. And Dr. Ochsner because he believed in the vaccine so strongly, he had both his grandchildren take it and they died from it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember people dying from the polio vaccine.
I don't either.
But then, so then these people are trying to figure out a way around it. And it's really funky. It's just really funky. It's all about New Orleans and Jim Garrison. And there's Pete.
Hello, Pete.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
So Tom, is that book supposed to be what do you call it?
Accurate? I don't know. It's accurate to this guy who's writing it.
Uh-huh.
But,
Dr. Mary's Monkeys?
Uh-huh. I'll send you a link. Hey, Pete, we're talking about books.
Yes.
I'm just reading this crazy book about when Jim Garrison, remember when Jim Garrison was going after the people that he thought that the mafia and everybody had killed Kennedy?
Yes.
Well, it's kind of all about that, and it's all to do with Dr. Ochsner and Carlos Marcellos and all these kind of crazy theories. Yeah. So how you doing in Florida?
Doing fine. It's been getting a lot of rain, fortunately. It's good for the lawn.
And I'll tell you, it has been in Maryland, this time of year is usually super hot. Everybody has their air conditioner on. And for the last 2 weeks, I haven't had the air conditioner on in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And at night, this afternoon, I had the door open and it was just cool breezes. It was like so weird, but so nice. I think it's going to end this weekend. It's gonna go
Oh,
back
yeah.
to go back to its normal craziness.
Is it like in the 60s?
Yeah, at night it's been like last night it was 59.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess if we wanted to, we could do without the air conditioner if we opened everything up. But being lazy, it's so easy to flip on the AC instead of opening windows and closing windows. But it went down to the 50s last night. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's nice. That's really nice. Makes me want to move to some place like North Carolina or something where it's cool.
I tell you what, I recommend it. And I don't know how it is, east of Asheville, but well, especially what's funny is when I see pictures on the news or the weather, pictures of from different sky cams or whatever they have around, and the ones from Asheville, and it's what I first saw when I came to this part of the country back in, what was it, 78, 79, something like that. And you see the Blue Ridge Mountains in the distance, kind of layered upon layered upon layered. It's very gorgeous. But where we live on this side, there are these little mountains all around us. I mean, we're not talking Colorado mountains. We're talking Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, I
And,
saw 'em. I remember.
And it's it's really I don't know. I can't. So far, it's really been very satisfactory. The whole thing of moving here, all kinds of ways.
Cool.
Hey,
Hey,
Barry.
Barry.
Hey, Barry.
Hey, Hoss.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Doing all right.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Trying to
I
get
like-
you on the screen.
I like that picture of the Friday afternoon Vince Vance Club ID card that you sent to Tom.
That was Dottie's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I couldn't pass that one up. I don't remember that. That was before I got there.
Me too.
Hey, Rick. Connecting to
Right.
audio.
Here's my picture.
So anyway, last week sounded more encouraging. Hey, Rick.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Rick Haley. How you doing?
Hey, David, what's up?
All right.
Hey,
I think everybody's doing
Hey,
good.
Peter. Hey, Barry.
Hey.
Where Tom? Oh, there you are. You got two Tom Wolves today. You got your
Well, I'm having my
insignificant
computer's
others.
gone
up,
nuts. I can't get a picture out of it, so
Yeah,
I'm on my phone.
that was,
right? Oh, okay.
Tom, you put that was Dottie's membership card to the FAC club. How about
Yeah.
Is that what that was? Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Featuring
like
Vince
I said,
Vance.
that was before my time.
You don't remember Vince Vance playing there at all?
Well, I don't remember him playing at the Mustache. He was down the road. Fred had him at one of the clubs down the street.
Yeah, they used to play on, well, I guess Friday afternoons, wasn't it, or at different
Yeah,
times?
Friday
Of course,
afternoon.
during Mardi
Yeah.
Gras. Well,
Hey, Snake,
what'd you say, Snake?
hey, Snake.
It's nice.
how you doing? How's Denver?
Well, it's about 75 today.
Yeah, ours
Like
is down
that
here
here,
at
it's been
75
nice.
also, plus about another 15.
Yeah.
How about it, David? What's it like up there? Nice.
It's in the 70s. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. Tom was talking about how nice it is in Baltimore right now.
Oh, how is it?
He
It's like
said
it was like 59 last night,
Jesus.
and that's amazing because it's usually have your air conditioner on and it's hot as hell.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's usually 80 or 90.
Wow.
And for the last 2 weeks, it's just been great. But I know a lot of other parts of the country are suffering. So
Oh,
We had our hot spell. We had about 5 days, about over 100.
yeah,
on the news, you see some of these temperatures like in the Nevada and Arizona, New Mexico, California. It's just unbelievable temperatures they had.
Triple
Yeah.
digits.
And Utah, all up in there.
I figure that's why Roger's not here. That it's too hot. He can't use the extra electricity for the
Right.
computer or whatever.
Yeah, he's down in
Scottsdale, I think.
Scottsdale.
I think that's what he said,
Yeah,
or maybe outside of it. But,
somewhere. Yeah. Hadn't seen him in a while.
when you send out the stuff, have you noticed Jim Viator's name? Are these emails going out to him?
Let me check. You can always send me somebody's email address.
Oh, not that I have it, and then
I don't have it either.
I could have looked too, but just maybe.
He was
Since we've been
he
talking
was
about
Vince Vance. He was Vince Vance, original Vince Vance.
Yeah. As far as I know, his real name was Jim Viator.
It
Viator.
is. Yeah, he became a law professor at Loyola.
That's it. We were talking about that recently, and that's why I was just wondering. you
Yeah,
know.
I don't think I have his.
I don't know what
Is
it
the-
is.
I mean, anybody sends it to me, I just put him on the list and send it to everybody.
There might be an email address for Andy. I don't know.
Well, he's a guy that doesn't like his parent given name, Jim Viator. I mean, when he was a washboard player, he went as
Wilbur Kite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he became Vince Vance. And about 20 years ago, he had a Cajun band, and
Oh,
he
really?
called himself Etienne.
Huh.
Oh.
I mean, what's wrong with Jim Viator? That sounds okay. I went to school with a kid named Richard Licklider. So you know what his nickname is. Say
Don't say
Dick.
that. Don't say that in mixed company. I don't know.
That's interesting, though, that Jim Viator would have done something with music 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was. About 20 years ago, he had a Cajun band.
Wow.
I'll be darned.
And his name, everybody knew him as Etienne. That's it. One word, Etienne.
I'll be darned.
Sort of like Prince.
Right.
Yeah.
Went by
I didn't
Etienne.
know that.
So he likes these alias names, or what are also known as, you know.
WWL Radio had an interview with him one time. I don't remember what the subject matter was. They made him the law professor at Loyola University, you know.
Right.
And I don't remember what it was about. It was years ago.
Well, that isn't it. Did you go to Tulane or Loyola, Rick?
Tulane. Yeah, Tulane.
Oh, okay.
I went to Loyola.
Tulane.
Well, I went to
The
Loyola too,
University
not
of
for law
Louisiana.
school.
What?
The University of Louisiana, Tulane.
You sound like my, what is he? Karen's niece's son. No, husband. Her husband went to Tulane, and so Tulane's the university for them.
Yeah, it was a good school. Yes.
Rick, I have a question for you. There was another law student that was a mustache raider. He ended up going into the Army.
Yeah, the
What was it?
adjutant corps or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
What was
What was
his name? He came. He real long hair. Remember him?
I can't picture him, but I just remember we had a guy that was
I remember. Yeah, he was.
Now,
Yeah.
isn't that the guy who was there twice? He was there once
Uh-huh.
and then he left, and he used to go out with the girl who, you know, the girl that you liked, and they both lived in an apartment. God,
The girl
I think-
that
God.
I think your girlfriend was Karen or something. And there was a
Who,
girl
me?
from Alabama with nice big boobs, and
That's I remember. Oh yeah. Sure, I remember.
okay. I'm picturing that. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Peter.
No. What happens in
I
New
don't know.
Orleans stays in New Orleans.
Yeah, a lot happened there.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I remember that guy though. He was really a nice guy.
well, anyway, he went out with the girl that lived with this girl that you went out with, and then he came back to town and he worked for a summer. He did leather work and stuff, and he had another
He
girl
made me a
with him.
belt. He made me a
Yeah.
belt. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had another girl with him then, and she was a skinny blonde, long hair,
Trying to
And-
remember.
and Kent McBride was real good friends with him.
I have some old pictures of the first jazz fest that we all worked out there. You know, the mustache worked out there, and he's in one of the pictures. I
Yeah, that
couldn't
makes
remember his
sense.
name. Yeah,
Yeah, send me one of those if you get a chance.
I will. I'll try to.
He
I'll try
plays
to
the
scan
guy
it and
y'all
send it.
talking about. I'm usually good at that, you know?
He had real long, kind of reddish brown hair.
His tall guy,
And a
tall.
beard,
slim.
big tall guy and everything. But I don't
Yeah.
remember his name.
Kent would remember because Kent was close to him.
Yeah.
So Jim Calm is trying to join
Keep it
us.
calm, Jim.
Yeah, keep it calm, Jim. Don't get upset. Yeah, well, now we
couldn't
got
get
the audio. Hey, Jim, you got the audio. Just get the camera going.
I don't hear the audio either.
Well, anyway, the last week it was the info about the reunion sounded pretty good. At least they were trying. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Buddy.
Hey, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Hey,
Good to see you, Jim.
at my age, it's good to be anywhere.
Feel free anytime, but there's a lull in the action here. Turn around and play us something on the organ.
Jim, you must,
Oh,
you probably the youngest guy in this group. You talk about your age.
I was telling someone I was 20 when I started at the stash, and I was one of the young guys. Now I'm not so young.
Most of us were in our 20s also when we started the stash.
Yeah, yeah.
Some were younger. I was 17.
Oh,
Well, I was 20, and then when I turned 21, I flew to St. Louis so my dad could buy me my first legal drink, and I flew back to New Orleans to be a bartender. And I'm like, crazy.
Yeah.
Legal drink, yeah.
Well, I
Well,
was,
in Missouri, it was 21.
I was still at Loyola when I started doing the cashier's job and doing that acting in that melodrama. So that
Yeah.
was 18 or so.
Well, look, when Fred hired me as a waiter at the Mustache, I was 17. Y'all was so organized and businesslike, nobody ever asked me if I was 18. And so I never produced any ID or anything. I don't know how I got on the payroll there, but my favorite story is when I was working the doorman job, checking IDs, and I was 17.
17.
That's great. That's great.
a good
I
one.
was underage
funny.
checking IDs. I got a big kick out of that.
That's great.
I was old. I was out of college and out of the service.
Were you old?
I am old. I'm probably the ancient one here.
I'm 74.
I'm 83.
Oh, well.
76.
68.
Peter, you're 74 now?
Yep,
Jesus.
I'm 69.
yeah. 4
76
years in the
76
Navy.
here. Yeah.
What,
Rick,
Rick?
you're 76, huh?
Y'all all in your 70s? Jesus.
What?
But you look good.
Tom, you're what, 60 what?
69.
69. I'm still a baby. Jim, how old are you?
68.
Me too.
A
I'm
child.
68. Jim, you and I are the babies.
Y'all be
When I was
respectful.
teaching, they'd always put the teacher birthdays in the daily bulletin, and I'd get happy birthdays all day long. And Mr. Cullen, how old are you? Older than Dirt. How old is Dirt? 42. Oh, wow. Or however old I was, that's how old Dirt was.
When I was, when I was young, the Dead Sea was just sick.
Yeah.
Looks like
Here, Bill
Billy
Blank. Hey, Bill.
Hey,
Oh, it's Mike.
Bill.
What's up, guys?
Anyway, hello, Bill.
Well, Billy and Tom, I hope y'all got that downloaded photos I sent you.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8,000 of them.
You probably got tired of all those photos. I bet you it was 150 of them, huh?
Yeah, there's a bunch. No, I had some of them already, but I just went ahead and downloaded everything to see which one was the best resolution. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we have a lot to pick from.
And
Yeah,
you
so
know,
thanks
I've even really hardly touched the pictures after the mustache itself, like all the reunions and stuff. I got
Mhm.
a million pictures from all that, I didn't even touch that.
Yeah. that one picture you sent that has the guy laying down passed out on the floor. Is that you?
That's me.
I thought. So.
I was wondering about that myself.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of looked like you, but I couldn't see the whole face.
Remember that? We're on the bandstand for Mardi Gras. The place was packed in. And that's probably the band we had right there. But the
I
place,
thought you guys looked good there.
and you know what? I got knocked out on the stage. Joel was getting ready to come relieve us to do the late shift. And I fell off the stage and passed out right in the aisle. And Joel was trying to help me up. I kept saying, "I'm sorry, Joel. I'm sorry." They carried me to the back and threw me on the floor.
Yeah. And cleanliness is next to godliness back there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that picture, Tom? There
Right
it is.
There he is.
Wait, you see the cat? That's
The cat's on it.
Yeah, that's Ludi.
Ludi,
Ludi.
yeah.
Ludi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was nice of somebody to capture that moment, that hallmark moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Oh, Dave,
Oh,
that's
my
good in
goodness.
my club I'm in, huh? That's it.
But your suspenders are still up. Your garter's still up.
The white pants look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
At
few
least
spots
Side,
there.
the front side does. I don't know
at least the
about
part we
back.
can see, huh? Yeah.
I see the banjo case right at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's back in that dressing room up by my right shoulder. It looks like those lockers. Remember we had those lockers back there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I
but
never left-
it was
I
a
never
nice
left
clean
any-
floor. We kept it nice in our dressing room. Huh?
Yeah, sure did. Yes, indeed.
Only the best.
Mhm.
Oh man.
No janitor, huh?
The
Well-
janitor burned the fucking place down.
Yeah, it was his son did anyway. Yeah. Yes, indeed. We probably Barry, when you were back there, everybody probably just stepped over you for about 2 or 3 hours. You know, everybody just,
Yeah. Yeah. Let him get some rest.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about housekeeping, you guys that have been around to the different clubs, were all the bathrooms as bad as New Orleans?
They all were the same.
I can remember that being something in my mind back then, that, we had to have better bathrooms, but I don't know if I ever proposed it or not, but obviously never happened.
Women's room was absolutely the worst, though. Just,
Oh,
oh,
well,
my goodness.
the
One
women's room
summer,
share-
I did janitor
Yeah.
there one summer. And
Yeah.
oh, my God. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, the women's room shared with the with Clarity or Andy's.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the handle, the handle was loose. It didn't really close or anything, because it sort of fell out. It
Yeah.
was actually a hole larger than the handle.
Yeah.
Now, my worst mustache bathroom minute was it was after we had given last call and went into, we always check the bathroom, and there was somebody's feet sticking out the stall. Said, "Look, buddy, we're going to close in 10 minutes, wrap it up, and there's a hear a little sound, and we go back out working and stuff, and we put everything up, go back and look in the bathroom, and his feet are still sticking out. And so we finally get the door open. I don't remember who was there, but he had passed out and thrown up inside his pants.
Oh,
Oh, I do remember that.
And we helped him. We pulled his pants back up and shoved him out the front door. Man, if he didn't remember any of that stuff, I hate to see what he thought the next morning when he woke up.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Maybe he couldn't get his pants off
yeah.
to dry.
Talking about that
Yeah.
that back dressing room. We were talking about Jim Viator when he was doing the Vince Vance stuff. Who was the girl he married? She did photography there and all. Remember her? They married.
Denise. There was
I
a
don't
I remember
Denise.
her name, but she went around
There was
doing the.
There was a Mary
photography stuff.
Verver, which no, she didn't work camera.
Yeah,
Remember,
they,
there was a Denise.
Huh?
There was a Denise with the camera, and I don't remember.
This one.
There was
I went
another
back in
one.
there anyway. He had finished his Vince Vance stuff, and I was getting off work and everything. I walked back in there, and they were just going to town at it, right up against the wall. And
Ah,
I said, "Excuse me." Jim said, "Don't worry about it."
yeah, yeah,
They kept on going. I changed, left. They were still at it.
yeah.
Hey,
Practice.
y'all remember that girl they called Charlie used to hang out?
Yeah,
yeah,
Charlie. I like
yeah,
Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah, she worked beer stand. And Bonnie Beatson
Bonnie-
too worked at beer
And
stand.
Bonnie Beeson. She worked in another place down on Bourbon Street later. After a while, I remember I ran into her a few times. I don't remember
Yeah.
where it was. Tendon bar.
Mhm.
I had mentioned once that with Charlie, that, I don't know, when I was still in New Orleans, maybe 10 years ago, 12, I don't remember. I started doing some volunteering for hospice, one of the hospice agencies. And the first assignment I had, I went to this house in Metairie, and who should open the door, but it was Charlie Sauter, who I think was her last name, Sauder.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, it
remember.
was.
It was,
something like-
it was her father who was on hospice.
Oh,
But
okay.
so anyway, I
Wow.
seen her. I guess she was the last of the mustache people I saw besides you guys.
Mm.
Huh. Several, 3 or 4 years after the mustache burned down, I was in Pat O'Brien's on the little sidebar. Mary Verber walked in. Remember Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She walked in. We visited for a while. She asked how Ed was, of course, you know.
Yeah, she had
Well,
never a number then. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she, you know, she just had a thing for him. She couldn't let go, you know, even
But-
after he
but
married
Mary-
Karen.
Yeah, but she spelled her name Merry, Mary.
Yeah,
She
like
sure
Merry
did, didn't she?
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Good memory.
yeah.
There was another girl named Susie Peeping, real thin, brunette, and she was only around for a little while, but I
Susie
think she was
what?
working. I think her last name was Poeping, Peeping or Pepping,
Peeping.
something like that.
Huh.
Susie. She went. I remember her going to some of the picnics we used to have out in the woods.
Well, the thing is, when all of us started there, we didn't hire females, but they all hung around. And then when we started hiring females, I guess that was good for everybody because at least they were getting paid to be there.
Yeah.
They could buy their
Right.
own beer.
I wish I could have gotten to the New Orleans club. Never could made it.
Mm.
Well, they were a bunch of work there. Karen Barrios, you know, married Ed. She worked there. Remember Chicken? She got
Yeah.
a job there. And Karen that I married, of course, she worked there. too.
She did books there first.
Yeah,
she
she did
wrote the
bookkeeping
thing, yeah.
stuff there, and she
Yeah.
finally did some of the can and the waiter stuff. She and the other Karen fell off the bar one time together. I remember that.
And they had that little,
The flapper outfits.
they had that little Italian looking girl, and every year in May, she'd get up in the bandstand and sing Graduation Day. You remember her?
Hmm.
Sing that song Graduation Day.
I know the song, but I'm trying to picture the girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she looked very Italian to me.
Hmm.
Like Latin complected, but not Mexican. You know, she was Italian, I think.
Huh, I don't remember that. It does sound familiar. I can't picture that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Wow.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So y'all gonna do?
Then they had that girl that Billy, we saw her at Fred's Memorial. She's the girl. Her name I think was Lauren. She married Bruce O'Neill, but it didn't last too long. Y'all remember her?
I was at the
remember-
reunion. I think I know who you're talking about. I was at the reunion. I mean,
Yeah.
the memorial service for Fred.
Mhm.
too.
She
Yeah,
met she
kind-
ended up marrying Bruce O'Neill, and it didn't last but a few months.
Mhm.
But she was
Yeah.
at Fred's Memorial, which first
Yeah.
time I saw her in 30
Yeah.
years. I
That,
think
that was
Lauren.
that was the first time I'd seen LaRue, and I mean, my God, 40 something years, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't even know LaRue was sick or anything when.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
When did he pass? Couple
I
years.
I don't remember. I think it was, and then within these last, could that be right? Last 3 years? I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
it's-
it was
Last couple
after,
of years, maybe. Something.
after Fred died, but then I think it was one of these little Zoom meetings that somebody told me he was dead. And I didn't even know that.
He used to come down from Mardi Gras and all that Orpheus stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Well, my son's sister-in-law married LaRue's son. Lou had a son and two daughters. And so I guess.
So what they
that's-
serve at the reception, at the wedding reception? Fried chicken, Kentucky Fried.
Yeah, probably.
Popeyes.
That's
Yeah.
that's the reception I'd go to, man.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, you had a picture that you put up. It had Fred and Roger in the doorway, in the front doorway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there was a tall doorman there, and you all said, "Who's that guy?" And nobody could think of him. It was Jim Stanzak.
No,
Stanzak.
that was Jim Stan. Okay, no, Jim Stanzik had blonde hair though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
well,
Yeah,
looked different at different times with those.
He had blonde
Yeah.
hair, yeah.
yeah,
That was Jim.
He was real tall, I remember.
yeah.
Jim Stanzak.
He played basketball for Tulane.
Yeah, he did.
You were pretty tight with him, huh, David?
Yeah, we were, drinking buddies and more, I think. Although he's somebody that I actually looked up within the last
Yeah.
He was
6
tall.
or
so-
8 years. Yeah, I looked up. And
Yeah.
we didn't connect again. There were 2 occasions that I saw him. He lived outside of Houston, and when I was going back between New Orleans and Dallas,
Mhm.
I went by there and had dinner, lunch with him and his wife one time, and saw him one other time at where he worked. And we just didn't pick it up. There are a couple of people that I've tried catching up with from the old days. Nothing clicks. Makes me think that I might not stay in touch with myself either if I weren't myself.
I was gonna say, did you check your breath? Or?
Yeah.
Well, when you were living in New Orleans, you and I saw each other quite a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dave, I stopped and saw you in North Carolina.
that's true. Yeah, it's my what is it? My faith has been restored. I'm not such a total jerk that the people can be seen with me.
You really don't have halitosis.
Yeah.
Well, I was
just-
going through some of the pictures, and I found this one of Big Bill.
Oh, Big Bill Sawyer. Yeah.
Oh, Big Bill.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that was fast.
I hit the wrong button. All right, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yes.
No, now when I come back into town after I had a mustache was gone, I'd see him out at Molly's. He was working out there for a while. He was always very generous with the freebies too when you show.
Look, there's Maynard in the back and
Yeah.
Buzzy with a cigarette in his mouth.
That's Buzzy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's me without a beard.
hmm And hair. Yeah, it's just your beard was relocated.
Yeah.
And the progression, the different shots of you, Barry, with the different amount of hair and the color hair is pretty funny. Lack of hair, mustache,
Or
beard.
lack thereof of hair.
Yeah.
Bill lived many years in Thailand.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Right,
had
right before,
his,
not too long before he died, he finally married that woman he'd been with.
Yeah, I mean-
Flower.
now Bill was tall to begin with, but that girl, I mean, she barely came up to his waist.
Yeah, you saw
Yeah,
pictures.
it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
we kept in touch over the years. We
Mhm.
emailed each other back and forth occasionally, all that kind of stuff. I was gonna go out there and visit him, but I never did.
Well, there was a girl that was real close friends with Bill. And when we left, when the mustache burned down and the band went to Houlihan, she started working at Houlihan's as a waitress. I guess Kent hired her, but she showed up in New York at the reunion. Remember her?
Oh, yeah, I do.
I can't remember her name. I got a picture somewhere of her, but I looked at her and when I was in New York, at Carnegie. I said, "I know you. I know." And she said, "Yeah," and I certainly did remember her, but I wonder what happened to her. Jeez. But she was close with Bill. Bill was the one that brought her and another girl down there, and they used to hang around like the rest of the gals.
Yeah.
Until we started hiring waitresses, then they all got a job.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, so I got that email that said some of the.
Now, you know what that is? That's the first Jazz Fest. out
Yeah,
at the
that
fair.
is.
Oh, is that what that is? I was trying to figure out where it was.
Yeah, that was,
First Jazz Fest at the fairgrounds, and Eufaula's Mustache provided all the beer.
That
Yeah.
big, that big Schlitz trailer.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
not Maynard, is it?
And it looks like Maynard.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's,
think
could
it
be.
is.
Is it
Yeah.
Maynard or Fred Lonzo? Could be.
no, that's Maynard.
No, it's not Freddie. Now I have some old pictures of the Jazz Fest with that big Schlitz thing that was on wheels. It would ride around it was like on a scooter or some sort. There was a huge Schlitz can that would roll around at the fairgrounds, and we would work the booths, which got us free admission. And we were able to bring our vehicles on the grounds too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, I have a bunch
like-
of pictures. I'll try to send you some. Send them to
Is
you.
that Eddie? Is that Ed Ali with the mustache hat on with the plaid shirt?
Or it
You
could
see
be.
what that
You know, I think it is. It does look
with the
like
plaid
that.
shirt on? You know,
Can't really. I bet it is. It does look
Yeah.
like him, kind of looking.
it looks a little bit like Tommy Barrios if you come a couple people. Well, now it might be a kid though. I can't really tell.
All right.
We all looked a lot younger back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit. A
In
little
fact,
bit,
when I
yeah.
used to ID people at the door, I was 19, I think, when I started at the mustache. I looked like I was about 15, and I'd be asking people for the ID, and they would say, "Let me see yours."
Good thing
That's
they
what
never
Barry-
asked Barry.
Yeah, Barry was saying Barry was only 17 and he was asking, he was
Yeah.
IDing people. And he's funny.
No, but I got the email and it was supposed to have something attached about the waiters and bartenders that were coming, but I didn't have an attachment on mine. Did y'all get that email?
Yeah, but there wasn't many of y'all. It's like 5 or 6 service personnel. That's it.
Okay.
From Iowa?
That was from
That
Mark.
are planning to go to the thing, yeah.
Chris Fenimore's trying to get in, but he can't get in right now. And I don't see him on the list that he's trying. So I don't know. Sometimes it's amazing this whole Zoom thing works.
I just click on the link every week and I don't have to do anything else. Just turn my camera on and I'm about it.
Yeah. Hit Wi-Fi on the camera.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
Yeah.
Had to enter a passcode once for some reason one time. I got a code.
well, there's a bunch of switches that you can turn on and off, and sometimes they end up in the wrong position. And the meeting room and the waiting room is a pain in the ass. But yeah, well, we'll see if he appears. But
Jim, do you have any jobs lined up to play the organ again?
Yeah. I did one a couple weeks ago in Colorado Springs.
Uh-huh.
It's called the Organ Gym. And it used to be the Organ Barn. Joel Kramer did this monster. It was that picture I showed you with me wearing the old stash vest.
Yeah.
But it goes every Thursday all summer. And but they locked us out of the city auditorium where we have a Wurlitzer. And it's kind of a homeless shelter. Not many people do it, and we're kind of scratching our heads what's going on there. So a mile away, we have this place called the Organ Gym, and it has this wonderful, huge theater pipe organ. And they scheduled me 3 times this summer. And so first one was June 10th. Next one will be July 8th. So think of the date, 7-8. And so I'm titling that concert 7-8 and Other Fun Times.
Oh.
And
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and so
Yeah,
I've
right.
found a few 7-8 tunes, and then the 5/4s are fun. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the more I think about it, the more it turns into a class, and no one's going to take notes. So I'll do a few weird meter ones, and then do some fun stuff.
Yeah, I remember you said were playing the background music to Teddy at the Throttle.
Yeah, well,
That old silent
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
that's one of the movies. They have a whole vault full of movies. most of which are locked up in the city odd. So they've collected some new ones. Usually I've never seen them before. You just gotta
Oh,
wait.
okay. Did y'all show
It's a lot
Teddy
of
at the
fun.
throttle at the Denver club?
Hey,
Yeah.
guys, how are you?
Howdy, Ira.
Yeah,
Everybody,
Hey, Ira.
what's the topic? What did I miss?
we were
Jim.
talking about you, so we have to change the
Yeah,
subject.
Oh, definitely change the subject.
Hey, Jim.
Hello, Captain Pete.
Actually, we did about 5 minutes on bathrooms for a while there, so.
I'm glad I missed it.
We're talking about
Did
hiring
you see the list I sent out? What Marty sent me?
With the waiters and bartenders
Yeah.
that are gonna be there. Yeah.
It's not so promising yet.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna have to kidnap Rick on the way up there when I'm driving. I'll swing through Picayune.
I'll be
I
in,
guess-
I'll be in Kona in Hawaii during that time.
Kona, Hawaii. Oh,
Not
Lord.
bad. Not
Going to
bad.
visit my brother. We're gonna be out there. That's when they're gonna be there, so that's when we had to go.
Oh, boy.
Ira, don't you keep in touch with Dave Hunt? Why don't you give him a call?
Was Dave Hunt on the list?
No, but you give him a call and he might come.
Yeah. I'm sure Dave will be there, but I'll call him this weekend.
Hey, Ira, when did you guys start hiring females as waiters and bartenders in New York?
What a production that was, I remember. I don't know what year it was.
Oh, my.
72, 73? I still remember the waitress's name. Faith Rockmaker.
Faith
Were you
Rock-
there, Barry?
when I got to New York, they did have female waiters.
And when did you get there? 74?
No, I was there in 75.
Yeah, I remember that was a real big production.
We weren't
So-
used to that. The
So
thing
how
is,
do you,
we were talking about New Orleans. We had a bunch of girls hanging around every night. And then we decided to hire them all.
Yeah,
Well,
it
they
had to
start-
work out.
it worked out good. Well, they were flappers at first. They were flappers and beer stands. And then they started working tables too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the first one that we want, well, she wanted a job and we said no, because it was just guys, her name was Faith.
So you
And me
kept
and
the
Ira
date.
Gutman went back and forth. I said, no, I'm gonna go fuck herself. No, we don't do it. And he said, well, we should do it, and just make her carry 10 pictures at a time and this and that. I said, no, why go through all that? And it was a whole big thing.
You're a sexist, Ira.
Female waiters. I just can't imagine that. Man, that was so different. Why did you have to wait until I left before you hired girls?
But New Orleans did it too. New Orleans did it too. But when we all started, there was no such thing.
No such thing. There were no girls working.
No, not at all.
They just sat
I
around and
think,
got free
Barry, I'm
beer.
gonna guess around 73, around that area.
New Orleans is about 73.
73, so yeah.
And it worked out good, right?
It worked out all
Yeah,
right.
it worked out good for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, during Mardi Gras, we used to have them behind the bar a lot, working
Yeah.
the sidebar and stuff.
Oh,
And
really?
during weekends and stuff, we opened up a beer stand window and the girls would usually work that in the,
A beer stand? Holy smokes.
no,
Whoa.
window. It
Oh,
was a
yeah.
window.
All the
it
places
was a
in New
window that
Orleans have
opened-
that, right?
Opened up right onto Bourbon Street, yeah, because people could drink on the street.
Well,
So they
again,
could go buy beers there and not
You know,
have
in
to
Mar-
come in the club.
Yeah, that
New
back window.
Orleans has drive-up margarita stands.
I
And the
remember
law
New York.
says, as long as you can close the lid, it's legal to have it in your car.
I remember in New York, the biggest problem with having girl waitresses was they were going for each other.
They were what?
They were trying to hit on
You
each
remember any of them, Barry?
Huh?
You remember any of them?
No, no. I
You
remember.
remember little Cheryl Pachelia?
Oh, yeah, I remember her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had a bunch of them. Adrian Fisher.
yeah, yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna call Adrian too. She might come.
Now, didn't Adrian go with Lil Ira or was it you or what?
Oh, little Ira and her were like oil and water.
Oh,
No, that didn't work out too well.
It was a thing for a few minutes, huh?
What's that?
They did have a thing going for a few minutes.
I don't know. I don't know if they ever did. I think you're talking about her cousin Donna,
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Donna.
Donna Corbett.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Donna.
I'm starting to get the clubs mixed up, which club I was in.
Barry, did you ever play Denver?
I never played Denver.
Were you ever there at the club?
No, but I played Cape Cod.
Yeah, it was a nice club.
All right.
Yeah, this was, these were some of the girls that worked at the New Orleans club, I think. Well, the one on the lower left is Denise, the one I was thinking of. She worked as a camera girl.
I remember
Yes,
her.
Karen is at the top right corner.
Yeah.
Marietta.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't know
I'm
you
not-
guys in New Orleans had camera girls.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I didn't know that. Remember, Barry, we had Irving.
Irving was the head cameraman.
Yeah. And then
But
he
they would
had,
actually,
He did the dark room too.
Yeah.
they would actually take pictures, I think, at other clubs too, on up and down the street.
Yeah, they
But
would.
the dark room was in the back of the mustache, though.
And it
Yeah.
wasn't really part of the mustache. It was an independent guy, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Just-
yeah, who kicked back to the mustache, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, he kicked it back probably, but
Yeah, but I didn't know you had it in New Orleans. I
Yes,
thought
we
we were
did.
the only club that had a camera girl.
No, we
Yeah.
ain't little girl.
Yeah, but there was another couple besides. I know Mary Verver was one of the girls that worked
Yeah.
there, and Bonnie Beatson,
Bonnie
and
Beatson.
none of them are they. So
The Mustache Nose Volume 1, Issue 7. I didn't know it
Yeah.
had many issues.
yeah, I've got some other copies of Mustache Nose stuff in my archives.
Goodness
it's mostly
But
copy.
they're
not a lot
from
of
New
pictures.
Orleans, right?
Yeah, these girls are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fred used to publish it, the Mustache Nose. Like this, we had like little news items in it, you know. Yeah, this was one of the issues.
Fred.
There's
That's
Fred the
Freddie.
lower. Yeah. We talked about our baseball team. We had a baseball team, a bowling team, and drinking was involved in all of our teams, though. So,
And you can
Oh,
tell
I'm
that's
assuming.
that's days way before computers were prevalent. Huh? Look at
oh
that.
yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Now, look who authored that column right above Fred. Doesn't that say M. Fay?
Marty Fay,
Fay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this was, different clubs would be posting in there too.
Oh.
I don't ever remember seeing this one.
Yeah. I've got some other pictures of them, but I didn't scan at all. They're in my old boxes upstairs.
You got some collection.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to get rid of this picture now. Let's see what's going on. There we go. Yeah. Oh, this is Mary Verver. I have a picture of her actually. Let's see. This was the Mustache Band played at one of the Saints' first seasons. Let me share this one.
What year was their first season?
1967.
Oh, that
But-
was
but
the
this-
first, yeah.
But this wasn't from 67. This was from, it had to be, because that's Tommy Barrios on the far right and Mary Verver. And the girl doing the Charleston all the way on the far left is Karen. That she used to be married to Tommy until she married Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
looks
so
like
this had-
Wes Mix playing the banjo.
Yeah. This had to be sometime in the early 70s, because I didn't start till 71.
But
So-
after that job, Wes Mix sued Tulane Stadium.
He sued
really?
Tulane Stadium.
Sued Tulane Stadium for laying the AstroTurf too close to his asshole.
Yeah, I think that's Irv probably on the tuba.
Yeah,
Irv or Charlie Hernandez.
No, Charlie's much bigger than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. Irv had a tuba like that concert
Yeah.
tuba.
Yeah. All righty.
And then he went and took up skydiving,
Yeah.
and I got the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's one that's photo. I never seen that. I've seen most of them, but that's what I saw.
That I actually I found it on every once in a while I type in your father's mustache on eBay to see what pops up. I picked up some mustache mugs and stuff, and
Yeah.
those were like historic pictures. They want like an incredible amount of money for them.
So you
But
stole.
I just copied it, you know, but it has the watermark on it, which, you know, if you bought the thing, you wouldn't have that watermark on it, but.
You
I
know what's
did.
funny, Billy, is when you see all the mustache mugs, 90% of them are from New Orleans.
Well, yeah, because we made people buy them.
Good waiters, good waiters.
90%, maybe more.
You couldn't get a fucking beer unless you bought a mug.
That's right.
Yeah, but you could get your money back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most
but
people
they
kept, most
became-
people kept them though.
They
They were
became
too drunk
attached
to
to it.
remember, probably.
Yeah, it's just like the car dealers, you know, let them take the puppy home. They get it in their hand, they drink out of it all night. They just, what the hell?
All
Just
right.
Better Brands did the same thing with their hurricanes, you know.
Yeah, and it's good advertising. They walk down the street carrying your father's mustache mug, you know?
Right. Now they're all selling them.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. I still have a hurricane glass somewhere around here.
Right.
From Pat O'Brien's, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Red Garter mug here at my house, and also.
Wow.
Really?
I've got four.
From which Red Garter? New York?
One New York.
I think it was a New Orleans one.
Barry, did they have new Red Garter mugs in Wildwood? I don't remember.
No,
No.
There were no mugs, right?
no mugs.
Was that Red Garter affiliated with the San Francisco outfit? They must have been.
Which
I
one?
have no idea.
Yeah, we had a Red Garter and the mustache
New
open at the
Orleans
same
was
time
affiliated
when I
with
first
it.
started.
Oh,
Well, we
Bird,
had it
yeah.
in New York too. There was a Red Garter.
That
That's
was
right.
Mustache.
too. Now, the Red Garter that we worked at in New Jersey, South Jersey, that wasn't affiliated with the San Francisco outfit. They just paid to use the name and the concept, but it was a franchise deal.
Well, that means they were affiliated because they were paying Jack Dupin money. In fact, that's why the mustache, that is to say, became the mustache, because we started out as the Red Garter. And then Jack Dupin cranked up the dues and Joel said, screw this. And we became the father's mustache.
I'm not sure. Ari, you know how that went? Or Peter?
No.
Jimmy
No.
Dean. He might have started out paying him, but the Red Garter in Wildwood went a whole lot longer than every other Red Garter closed down. They were still rolling.
I think Jimmy Kane owned that one privately, separately.
But the question is, did he pay to use the name?
I don't know.
Was there legal arrangements between the two? That's the key. I don't know.
I don't know.
And I never kept track of the Red Garters. I mean, I read about them once in a while, but I never kept track of them.
I'll tell you that Red Garter, I've said this before on this Zoom call, that Red Garter in Wildwood, that was, I don't know, that was the biggest club ever played, that kind of club. I mean, the Mustache in New Orleans at full room sat about almost 400 people, but the Red Garter at full capacity was 700. And it was
Yeah.
packed every night,
Every night they were filled up to capacity.
every night.
Yeah, that was an old bar. That was a bar song at the Mustache. I guess after we had they didn't make us wear the vest anymore, so they had to be 73 or 4, I guess. That was me all the way on the left, and Rex Carger's the guy with the sort of green shirt on, and I can't make out the other two guys because the resolution's not very good.
What year is that?
I'm guessing it would have been 73 or 74 because we weren't wearing the vest. They let us start wearing suspenders and all after I was there a couple of years.
Yeah, I think New York went to suspenders too, right, Barry?
Yeah.
We still wore the string ties, but we could wear suspenders.
But New York went to the bow ties.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
In New York, we went to bow ties.
Who, the band?
Yeah.
Not the waiters.
I don't know about the waiters.
I don't think the waiters did.
Bill, the guy holding the on the far end of that picture, that wasn't Joe Mullane, was it?
I don't think so. Let me see. I found the original one of the other images here. I'm going to put that up because it was it was part of a quad picture, and I think I just tried to enlarge just the bar song. That's Tom Wolf all the way at the top left.
Recognize
Ed
him.
and
in-
Kent,
Look at Tom.
Looking good,
And
Tom.
Yeah,
Ed and Kent.
and then
Wearing a
Ed,
bow tie, yeah.
Look at those
Ed Ellie
girls.
and,
Wow.
and Kent McBride, and then Roger down there.
Mhm.
And that's the bar song. No, Joe Mullane, that wasn't Joe. I've got a picture of Joe somewhere,
Yeah,
but that's not him. I don't
No.
think Joe was there still when we started wearing.
he
them.
was probably
He was
doing,
Good with the colors.
Yeah, because Joe moved on with Vince Vance and the
Vance.
Valiants at first.
yeah.
Let's see.
Good shots.
Mhm.
Yeah, Billy, when you get a chance, send me that one. I want to
Hey,
show my
Jim,
kids that I actually had hair at one point.
Gim, did you come up with any more musicians signing on, Gim?
I'm sorry?
Any more musicians signing on?
Yeah, who else signed on the other day?
Yeah, you said you're gonna read a list of the people that come again. We're gonna hold you to it.
Oh, absolutely. Quite honestly, I've been just up to my nose with my college reunion, but that finished. So now I'm getting back to business. But,
I think a lot of people might be waiting to see how many people are coming and who's coming.
well, Paul French was the guy that sent me a note that he's coming. He was a guy from Boston. He's a guy from Boston, plays trombone and banjo.
That's great.
Yeah, let's see. Oops, come on, what's going on here?
You got 20 musicians?
I got 28 musicians.
Oh, that's great. Barry, what did you say, 35?
I think
We
it's
agreed.
30.
Now Barry suggested 30, and I agreed with him. And that's
Don't have time.
I'll bet that's where we wind up, or something close to it.
And you
Yeah.
said 15 service people.
Yeah, there's
That's-
Joe.
That
That's
was
Joe
short.
Mullane. That's Joe Mullane and John Stacy. That was from July. Well, I have the little thing on the card, July 71.
And both of
Oh,
those
yeah,
guys
that's it.
both those guys were excellent waiters.
They were very good. And Joe Mullane moved on with Vince Vance and the Valiants. He was one of the
The
when,
bass player.
Yeah, the bass player.
Oh,
And John Stacy was in the military, and he took over it when Wilbur left as Vince Vance. John Stacy took over on washboard for a while, and then when John went off to the army or military fulfillment or whatever, I filled in on washboard until Barry got there. They just needed somebody that knew the words to the songs to kind of, because
So, Bill, did you make more money as a washboard player or a waiter?
no, I made much more money working on the floor. You know, they
Yeah.
paid, I think $5 an hour or something like that.
that much, huh?
I would make, yeah, but then back in 72, 70. But I made more than that an hour working as a waiter. So I took a cut and pay to get on the bandstand.
Yeah, see, Billy was the person who invented taking the styrofoam hat and putting the change in the hat and making the people try to get their coins out of the hat
That's a good one.
instead of handing it to them.
No, that was how I made tips. I make people take the money away from me. I wouldn't just give it to them.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty original. It worked.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Our way was better in New York. We just didn't give them the change.
Yeah. That's even until they asked you, oh, you had change coming? Yeah.
No, sorry, I must have dropped it.
Yeah.
Last
Get out of here.
Last night I pulled into a drive-through and ordered a strawberry milkshake, and I gave her $3. It was $2 and something. I gave her $2.93. So I gave her $3, and she never gave me my 7 cents change.
Oh, man.
Did
And I
you
wasn't
ask
going
for
to
it?
say anything about it. I wasn't going to say a thing. I really
Yeah, I
wasn't.
didn't think so.
But I waited about 10 minutes for my strawberry shake, and she handed it to me. And I looked at it, I said, what about my 7 cents change? And she looked at me like I was the biggest asshole in the world.
Well, you were.
She was right. She was right.
That's so uncharacteristic. I think because in my experiences, waiters always tip better than if you ever worked service. I mean, I tip big, usually, people go, oh, thank you, mister,
I do too.
Yeah.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah.
I do
And not
too,
only that,
and
but
I
all,
wasn't a waiter.
every one of my kids worked waiter as a in the service industry too. So they, in fact, two of them still do. Yeah.
Well,
Well, I'm looking forward to our reunion, that's for sure.
It's gonna be
great.
good.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be real fun.
You know what?
Well,
Since we have 28 musicians, maybe we get it up to 35. And waiters, we've got 5. Hopefully we get it up to 10.
Hello.
Oh, it's
Barry,
Banu.
who is that?
Banu.
I knew.
It's Banu.
Oh, that's
New
Banu.
and Barry.
Yeah.
What year, Barry?
I would say 77.
Wow.
78. And that's at the Red Garter. That's in Wildwood.
Yeah, 77, New Orleans was closed.
Right, that's in Wildwood.
Yeah. No, there's a video of, I'm friends with Banu on Facebook, and she's, this place, Bonnie and I started taking adult tap dancing classes just for the fun of it. And this girl Heidi that teaches it is teaching Banu now how to, they're not, maybe not teaching her, but they're doing some tap dancing together. They have a video with her and Heidi tap dancing, and she's singing too. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
Well, if I recall, Banu started as a dancer.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, Banu's got her big jazz camp going on in town.
That's what
Oh,
it
yeah.
is, and Heidi's teaching tap out there too. And aren't they on a riverboat or something?
No, it's at the Bourbon Orleans Hotel, which
Okay.
is right across the street from Fritzl. So all the jazz campers, Wednesday
come
night, they
across.
came and sat in with us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't expect she'll be in Connecticut.
Probably
no,
not.
but-
She's only
but-
made one reunion, the one in Punta Gorda. She came to that one, and that's the
Oh.
only.
Yeah, she wasn't
Somebody
in
said
New
she had a
Haven.
job.
Banu will not be in New Haven. She told me that she had a gig and she couldn't make it.
Right, right. But she doesn't make those a lot anyway. Like I said, she's only made one of them that I remember.
Wonder if Christine will be there.
I haven't heard from Christine. I'd love to see her.
Have y'all experienced or had to rent any rooms anywhere lately, like motels? Because a friend, my son and his wife just got back from Florida. They took a little impromptu trip, and they said the amount they're charging for, condos and apartments on the beach are just, through the roof right now.
Yep.
Is it like that anywhere else, or is it just?
Everywhere else.
I just rented rooms in New Jersey. It was regular. But then again, who the hell wants to go to New Jersey?
Yeah,
And then I was in Savannah. That was normal too. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
What about rooms in New Orleans?
I don't know.
It's regular right now.
Yeah, I didn't experience anything there.
Yeah. No,
You
they
know, the
said that
room
the-
was $80. The taxes were $200. That's
Yeah.
the way it usually goes.
Yeah.
That's regular.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. What was that one, the San Antonio Inn we had here in New Orleans for a while? $8 a night, free dirty movies.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, after the mustache, I worked there.
You did? Okay.
I worked
San
as I was the
Antonio
night
Inn.
auditor.
That sounds like Motel 6.
Yeah. Oh, it was this guy who dealt with bankrupt motels. And it was the porno guy from San Antonio who had the movies, and the movies were not very hardcore.
Okay.
And then it was a guy who put in new TVs in the room. So they paid this woman to clean the places, but they didn't give her a vacuum sweeper or anything. All they had were clean sheets and a bed, and it was a very strange place.
Where was that located?
Up on Airline Highway.
Airline Highway.
In what? With Airline Highway? Well, I vaguely remember the place. I never visited it, but
Well, their ads were this kind of chubby woman's butt in a pair of blue jeans and on the pockets it said San Antonio Inn, porno movies. And like I said, the movies were not very
Where it was
hardcore.
located?
What?
Billy, do you remember exactly where it was located?
It was on airline, almost to the Paris line.
Okay. That's what I
Like
seem to
almost-
remember.
It's before they built all that DeLyman Place and all that stuff. You remember where not the DeLyman Place, but you know that big
The golf course,
Yeah,
Veteran
that-
Club Golf
yes,
Course.
but yeah, it was on the airline highway. Like if you were going towards the airport, it's on your right hand side, and it's just before you got to the Paris line.
Right, yeah.
You know.
And one night I came to work. I would come to work at 11. One night I came to work and everybody was upset. Oh, I go, what's the matter? She goes, well, half the place had turned into an apartment building. So this woman comes home and her kid is watching the porno movies. They must have jumped across, like the connection or something. And then instead of calling the hotel and saying, hey, I'm getting your movies, she called the TV station and they came and did a report about it.
Harry, remember the hotel Russell the cook lived in?
Wait, I do remember. What was the name of that one?
Yeah, right.
The
What was
Hotel
name of it?
Earl.
Earl, right, yeah, right.
Yeah. Joe Terra called it the hotel where you wipe your feet when you're leaving so you don't dirty the sidewalk.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Hotel Earl.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, then a lot of the motels on Airline Highway were also Tulane Avenue. That whole stretch there were like basically, pimps who work outside and the girls who work the rooms.
Oh, Lord.
Well, I mean, Airline Highway was where Jimmy Swaggart would pick
Jimmy
up that
Swaggart,
horse.
yeah, it was on the same stretch
That-
where Jimmy Swaggart
Yeah.
got
That was
caught.
at the
Yeah.
that was at the Texas Motel. I used
Yeah.
to work right across from it because I it was really a
What
bad
did you
place.
do in the Texas hotel, Rick?
No, I didn't work there. I worked across the street from it.
Oh,
Who's
okay.
across the street?
Look,
Battery
look,
All these smutty places, and it's all from Texas. I don't get it. San Antonio in, the Texas in.
Texas
Rick, was that when you were a lawyer?
Huh?
The
Was that
no
when you were a
Motel.
lawyer
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
for clients?
For the Metairie Bank. Yeah, they Texas Motel. A friend of mine worked at the work where I did. He was also like a sheriff's deputy, part-time type thing. And they would go raids over there. And he said had big holes in the wall full of syringes and all this kind of stuff. And he said it was really a gross place.
And guess
Oh,
what? I pass there every day when I'm going to work.
Right at the corner of Severn and
Yes, Severn and Airline. And guess what? It's no better now than it was back when you worked there 30 years ago.
It's still there.
Really?
Yeah.
Same
It was
owners?
Jimmy- it was Jimmy Swaggart.
I don't frequent it too much. In fact, at all, never.
You say too much.
Yeah, that's really, that threw me.
Yeah.
Slip of the tongue.
Every-
there,
I used
slip of the
to
tongue.
watch what you
Every
said.
time you got $8 in your pocket, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. They rent rooms by the hour.
Yeah. Speaking of which, y'all gonna play Hot Nuts at the Mustache reunion?
Why not?
Okay.
Nuts, hot nuts, get them from your peanut man.
Peanut Man, yeah.
That guy in their glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doug Clark and the Hot Nuts Band. Remember them from back in college
Mhm.
days.
They used to have those songs where you like to sing the dirty lyrics to them some nights.
There was a band in Boulder that their attire was jockstraps and raincoats.
The one song, the one bit we used to do, all of us did it, and the crowd loved it. I thought it was that funny, but we do it because the crowd loved it. Was that Sarah sitting in the
Sarah sitting in the Chevrolet and
Yeah, the Chevrolet. It
Shoe
wasn't
shine
that
shop.
funny. It wasn't that dirty, but the crowd loved it every time we played it. I never could understand that.
because they were so drunk they would say they would slur the word.
Yeah,
The wrong
tucks
words,
her pits.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All night long, she's yeah. Then sitting in the Chevrolet, working in the shoe shine shop. What else?
In the neighborhood bar, sipping her slits.
Sipping her slits. Yeah.
How long she sipped her slits.
We didn't do that in New York, not that I remember.
No,
Oh,
not that.
Did,
when the audience would eventually start singing the words we wanted them to sing, which was saying shit a lot of times, you know.
But in New York, we really didn't do those kind of bits because Joe Terra did all those
he
bits.
did St. James Infirmary,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
right? He did,
She was naked.
I don't remember that.
Remember
No,
Joe
yeah,
Terra?
we-
Jim, remember
Yeah.
Joe Terra would put the little hat on his head? He said,
Yeah.
"When I take off my hat, everybody say, 'What's my name?'"
Right.
Remember that? And then he'd go climb upon my knee. "What's my name?" Sonny Bull.
Oh, yeah.
He did Salvation Army too.
Yeah, Salvation
Salvation
Army.
Army.
We did that one. No, it's just that one line in St. James Infirmary when he was saying, just saw her on a cold white slab and a table, so cold, so bleak, and so bare. We would yell out, "She was naked."
Right. And
Who
you know,
was?
one of the great bits at the Mustache at all the clubs, I think, was, and Joe Terra, I guess, started it, but we all did it, was I've been working on a railroad and then going into Alouetta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was the big stuff.
Yeah.
Ah ha ha, ee la tat, and all that shit, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Joe's
Joe,
one of a kind.
I like
I
that.
would, I think probably Joel started that one because he did that one way back. I remember
Yeah.
playing that one a lot, playing that with him in the early '60s. Yeah,
I know
he had a lot
Terra-
of those. He had a lot of those bits like that. Yeah,
Right.
Alouette was one of them.
Mhm.
Then
Yeah.
Alice, who the heck is Alice?
Yeah, well,
I don't know that one either.
not quite there.
Oh,
Well, sort of like that.
Yeah, sort of like it.
That must have been a New Orleans gig thing.
no, it says it must be Denver.
Denver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I
Oh,
don't
man.
remember that one.
The
Alice.
whole room would just yell that out. Just Alice, who the fuck is Alice? And then, you know,
What song was that? I can't remember.
I think it's like the Alice polka. It's a polka.
Oh,
Oh,
we don't do.
Yeah,
I can't remember. We did the beer barrel polka. That was about it.
One of the best
Yeah, we
bits
had the beer barrel polka.
One of the best bits I saw was Herb Roselle, who's usually on this call. But he was playing in Wildwood, and Wildwood was a bunch of singers. Every night we had 700 singers, and they all knew all the words to all the songs of South Philly people. But one night he got up there, he said, "Everybody take off your straw hats." And you know, a little elastic on the inside. He said, "Everybody pluck it twice." Everybody's going, clink, 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 and plucking the little elastic thing inside the straw hat. He said, "Now you'll know when to come in." And the band started playing the theme from the Addams Family.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Da 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 da, clink, clink, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you get 700 people pulling elastic, it makes sound.
Yeah.
It makes sound. That's one of the best I saw. I can tell you that.
Mm.
Is Herb going to be at the reunion?
Yes, yes.
Good. H2, right?
If McLaren is listening
H2,
right
yeah.
now, he'll remember that Adams Family bit.
McLaren?
Well, he was part of Herb's band when they did that. First time I
Yeah.
saw him do it.
I think we may have 300 trombone players at the reunion.
Oh, wow.
We got a bunch of them. It'll
And
be fun.
whose trombone will you hear above all of them?
Neil DeFeo.
Absolutely. You'll hear him even if you're not at the reunion.
Oh, he and Craig are probably the two loudest trombone players I can think of.
Neil's funny.
Oh yeah, he is.
Jim, did you ever work with Jimmy Hayslip?
Yes, what an interesting guy. What an interesting story he has.
Yeah.
He was
Really?
great. He was great.
Yes, he was fun. He was wonderful. Enjoyed him. Did you ever read his book?
No, I didn't.
Oh, and, you know, it's a story of the fall and then the comeback. You know, you fall into you have the alcoholic problem. You fall on your face and you make a mess of your life, and then you find God and it comes back and you resurrect yourself and all that. It's really quite a story.
Good.
A lot of it. He talks about a lot of us in that book too. It's kind of interesting.
Well, I didn't read the book, but I know he was at the Mustache, and then he went with Pete Fountain, was very successful with Pete
Yeah.
Fountain until I guess
He
the
was-
got him.
Yeah, he was with the Cornet Chop Suey for several years. That band, the festival band.
Right.
They're very good. They're very good. And he was with them, and he finally left them. And I think he had health problems, but I'm not really sure of that. But he's gone now. So
He died, yeah. He was great. He was one of the top trombonists I've heard.
yeah, really nice and a nice man too. I like working with him.
Yeah, any of you ever worked with Kruger Nelson?
Not me.
Kruger Nelson was
Not me either.
a trombone player, monster player.
Well, the
The name is
trombone would
familiar.
always, yeah.
The name is familiar, but I never worked with him.
The thing is, back in our business, to get as you'll agree with this, to get those monster players to accept what we were doing. It was
Yeah.
cornball shit.
It's
You
all
know,
true.
Cornball, and
It's
that
all
was the
true.
trick. If they could accept that's what we're doing, then they were great. If they were just great players but couldn't accept what we were doing, it did never work.
Well, we had that problem in New York. Not problem. Let's say we had that situation. It wasn't a problem, but we had guys like Peter Levin and Steve Kagan and David Bergeron and Howard Johnson and Bob Stewart. All of whom are top quality pros, and they would come in and do this stuff, and they'd ham it up, and it was wonderful. It really was.
Yeah,
really-
right.
It was wonderful.
But
I mean,
sometimes
I gotta head out.
Howard had.
Yeah,
this-
Ira. See you next
Howard
week.
had.
Bye,
I'll
Ira.
see you guys next week.
all right,
Okay.
Ira.
Betcha.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
stay
time.
well.
Oh,
I gotta-
and
I
make
gotta
sure
go. I gotta
you
go.
don't live in one of those big condos in Florida, do you?
Hey, Jim, send us that list of the people that are coming.
In due course, young man, in due course.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Or just intercourse, whatever.
Well, whatever it is. Oh, that's in Pennsylvania. We'll see you
Oh,
later.
yeah.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. Bonsoir. See you all next week.
See
All
ya.
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run too, I guess. So.
All right, Rick.
let
All right,
y'all
I'll
know.
see you
next
all
week.
next week.
Bye.
then.
Bye, Jim. Bye, Bye,
Jim,
Snake.
see you later.
Rick.
Bye, Billy.
Nate,
John
all
Boy.
I'll head out.
Bye, David.
All
right now, David,
Eric.
I'll see you later.
Bye,
All right,
Jim.
take care,
Okay.
Rick.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Hey, Tom, thank you.
Oh, Chris is just getting in.
Chris, just
See you, Jim.
hold on.
We better at least tell him hi, huh?
We're telling hi.
Tell him hi and goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Chris.
A late bloomer.
I don't know what happened, Chris. Did you get my last email?
I not after I wrote back to you and said thanks for trying. That was it.
Okay, because I sent an invitation from Zoom, but I guess that didn't get through.
I went in manually. I went through the link that you sent last week. But it's just one of those things.
We were all saying goodbye.
We were all just
Decided to
exiting.
stay on to say hello to you.
Well, I'm glad you
Yeah.
did. I'm
Yeah.
glad I tried again. It's good to see you all.
Chris,
Um,
did you get my email on the CD?
Ron, you're, as they say in the movies, your disc is in the mail. I just actually got it in the mail today.
Thank you.
I had to get envelopes, and it takes me forever. But you should have it in a couple of days now.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we missed talking with you today, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Oh well, yeah. I think next week is good. Let's see. That's Friday. Saturday, I have to leave. My brother's daughter is getting married, so she's getting married on the 4th of July, and we have to drive up to upstate New York for the service and the party and the whatnots, and
Wow. Okay.
so that's what we'll be doing over the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah. Well, drive careful. A lot of
Have a
white
good
people on
time.
the road. Yeah, for the 4th.
My wife just reminded me that it's only 6 months till Christmas, so
That's right.
And
Hey, I
only,
gotta
only
go. I'll see y'all later.
All right,
Good to see you, Chris.
so we're gonna end it. I'll talk to you
Bye-bye.
guys next
Barry,
week.
Good to see
Jim.
you, Chris.